Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make another Valentine's nail art design. I've got 3 colours that we're going to use today, all from Madam Glam. I've got the Rule Maker, which is going to be our darkest shade of pink. We've got Pink Me Up, which is going to be that medium-sized coloured pink. And lastly, we've got Ballerina, which I initially thought was going to be just a very, very light pink, but it's almost given off-white kind of shade, almost like a nudie shade, almost like a whitey, like it's not really even pink, definitely not next to the other 2 pink shades that I've picked out, but it's perfect, exactly what I wanted it to do though, so that's great. And today's nail art design is inspired by the Love Heart candies that you can get. You know, the ones that kind of like fizz in your mouth a little bit, those ones, the ones that have the really, really cute little words inside of them. I remember as a kid I used to love them, and I still do. I just don't get them really anymore. Although I remember loving them, so I thought let's kind of create a design inspired by them a little bit. I do have a stamping plate that has those love hearts, you know, on the plate, so I will be stamping the love heart onto the nails today. But the design itself, like the actual hearts, if you're quite skilled with your nail art, you should be able to really paint them on if you are quite skilled. I know obviously naturally if I've got a stamping plate, I would just naturally choose comfort and ease compared to some complicated nail art. So the stamping plate that I'm going to be using today is from Moulin. I'll show you guys that one in just a second when we get onto the stamping part. But here I did 2 layers of everything, and before I cure them, I am going to sprinkle on some of my pink glitter on the pink nail there, and then I'm going to pop all the nails into the lamp for the final cure before we start working on the nail art. So here it is, we've got 1 nail sugared. So now on 2 of those light pinky shade nails, or nudie nails, whatever you want to call it, I guess, I am going to apply some blooming gel on the tip. Imagine a halfway line, and then imagine going a bit over that. That's kind of where I placed the blooming gel. So not quite in the middle, just a little bit higher. And I've already got my 3 shades of gel polish on my little palette on the side there already, and I'm going to use I've already applied a blooming gel. I'm going to use an ombre brush to pick the gel polish up, and then very gently I'm going to try and kind of float it onto the nail, creating a marble as it is already, and then the blooming gel will just help it kind of bloom a little bit more, make it a little bit more marbly, and it will kind of avoid creating any sharp lines. If you don't have a blooming gel, not to worry, you can go ahead and use a base coat that will kind of do the same. It won't be as good or nearly as good, but it will kind of do the trick for you. And in case you don't even have that, you don't even have to use it, to be honest, because where the line kind of ends, we are going to apply some crystals. So as long as you've got your crystals, you don't actually need to apply any base. It might just be a bit harder for you to apply the kind of coloured gel polish on the nail, but we are going to place crystals, so you don't have to worry about there being a harsh line, because that's what kind of the blooming gel will help avoid. It will kind of bloom it and avoid any sharp kind of lines, if that makes sense. So the longer you leave it in the background to chill, the more it's going to blend out. So now we're working on the final and 3rd pinky light blooming nude coloured nail, whatever you want to call it, the ballerina shade. And we're going to pick up that pink that we had earlier, and you want to make a line down the centre of the nail and then pick one side and colour it in. And I believe I'm going to do a second coat off camera too, because I think it was a bit see-throughy, so I wanted to make it a bit more opaque. So I will go ahead and do another layer of camera, and then using that darker shade of pink that we had earlier, I am going to pop it onto my palette again, and then using a dotting tool, I'm going to make 2 fairly large dots and then connect them together to make a love heart. So I believe the heart isn't really in the center as much. I just kind of wanted to place it where I've got the most space to place a heart, and of course the nail gets thinner and thinner as you go down. So I placed it a little bit higher up, and I just connected the dots to create our heart. It's in no way, shape or form perfect. It just is what it is. If you've got a stamping plate that you can stamp a heart, then that's even better. Just saves you time, efforts and stress. So definitely whip that one out. And once you've got the heart done, I went in with a dotting tool, and I'm just going to create dots going down the center where the 2 colors meet. I didn't do the best of jobs. I feel like some dots were thicker than others. Some were a bit wonky. I don't know what was going on with me. It just wasn't it really, especially that top line. Wasn't it really? So here is the stamping plate. It's number 8. And it's just this love heart one. I love it. It's really, really cute. There's a lot of images on there that you could create beautiful nails with. They've got lips on there. They've got some other hearts. And yeah, just really, really cute. And if you wanted to, you could reverse stamp as well. So you could actually color in the love hearts that I'm picking up right now. And also just kind of add a hint of color there if you wanted to. I just decided to kind of keep it as it is. Although if I colored it in maybe any shade of pink, to be honest, would be quite nice. It would look really, really cool too. And so I'm placing those hearts above the blooming gel nail, and then on our ombre, I really, really enjoyed and liked the full cover heart image that they had on the plate. So I'm picking it up. I'm off camera now. I think I might be removing a couple of hearts, because as you pick it up at the bottom, you have hearts that are kind of half done, almost like they've kind of cut off the heart. So I removed those because I need to double stamp it, and I don't want to make it obvious that I've double stamped it. So you need to remove any hearts that have been cut off, and then when you stamp, you have to try and kind of connect it together as if you never had to double stamp, if that makes sense. It's a little bit tricky sometimes. Some images are just pretty much just cannot happen. And some just, you know, include a bit more work. So here, as you can see, I'm just removing last little bits and bobs. So I'm going to stamp it over, and you know, if you're stamping it, you know where it is. It's not always perfect, but as long as a random person, if they look at your nails and they can't tell, then that's perfect. Literally perfect. So here it is, all done. So before we go ahead and do a top coat, I'm going to apply the crystals and rhinestones. So on the blooming gels, I've got this really cool pinky, don't know, sequiny thing. So I thought I'll include it. I haven't really, I always use ABs. I've got so many charms. I'm just trying to include them in designs recently. So I've placed that one down the center, and then we're going to place 2 ABs on either side. Going down in sizes. That's one. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the other. These charmy things I get on AliExpress. I actually got a mixed colored bag, which is really cool, because there's about, I swear to God, there's like 500 in there. There's loads. And you get silver greens and all sorts. And they're really, really cool to spice up your crystal placements and stuff like that. I really, really like including them in designs. I feel like especially right now during this Valentine's season, I've actually been really making it a point to go through my charms and actually include them. So you're going to see quite wild crystal placements coming from me probably, or ones that you're just not used to, because quite often I do like to recycle old crystal placements because they're just so pretty and I love them. But it's time to spice it up a little bit, and I am trying to do different ones. So I hope you guys like them. Some are a little bit wild. Some charms are a bit difficult to, obviously it's only for people who like big charms, for example, like big Hello Kitty charms. Not everybody will like to wear those. And then others are a little bit more subtle, but really, really cool still, and very effective and different. I love crystals on nails. It makes me feel like it's jewelry on my nails, and I love it. So lastly, on this nail here, we are just going to scatter some rhinestone glue gel randomly across the nail. However you please, have a space you've got, just kind of do little dots. You don't want them too close, but you don't want them too far from one another. And then using the same sized AB crystal, I'm just basically placing it where I placed that rhinestone glue gel. Looking back, I wish I used slightly smaller crystal, because I feel like they are still a little bit too big in a way. They're kind of overwhelming on that nail a little bit. But yeah, so if I was to do it again, I'll take a smaller size if possible. And then of course, go cure your rhinestones in place. And now time for the top coat. I am using a glossy top coat today, so I'm just going to apply that on all 4 of my nails. Can't do the 5th because it's all glitter. And of course, trying to avoid the crystals as much as possible. The 2 blooming gels were quite easy, but that middle one with that heart, oh boy, that one took some time, like a lot of time. I had to take a nail art brush and just go all around the crystals, and oh my god, a lot of time. But really love it. I really think it's so cute, and I would have done it again and again because I love crystals. I hope you guys like crystals too. And the glossy top coat that I'm using today is from Nail Nails, in case you are wondering. So here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to leave me a like, comment, and also subscribe. And I can't wait to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!